Welcome back to the Technology Risk Podcast.
Yeah. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you, too.
Um,
We are kicking off the new year with a hot topic.
Definitely.
The Internet of Things,
IoT.
or IoT for short.
Yes.
And its impact on security, especially for small and medium-sized businesses.
Yeah. It's a space full of opportunity, but the risks can be pretty serious if you're not prepared.
Absolutely. And, it's easy to think of IoT as just like,
Right.
smart homes,
Sure.
fridges, ordering groceries and lights,
Yeah.
and responding to voice commands. But for businesses, and especially SMBs, it goes way beyond that.
Absolutely. Think about all those devices.
Yeah.
Connected and sharing data over the internet, thermostats.
Security cameras.
Yeah, security cameras.
Yeah.
Even sensors embedded in industrial equipment.
Wow.
That interconnectedness can really revolutionize how SMBs operate.
And the potential is huge.
It is.
Fortune Business Insights projects the IoT market to hit $1.1 trillion by 2026. So naturally, SMBs want a piece of that pie.
Of course.
But as you said, there's a flip side.
Always.
All this connectivity creates a whole new set of security challenges.
It's kind of like you're opening a bunch of new doors in your business. You better make sure each one has a strong lock.
Yeah, that's a good analogy.
And that's the key here. SMBs need to understand both the incredible potential of IoT and the cybersecurity risks that come with it.
Okay, let's unpack this. What's driving this eagerness to adopt IoT? What are the benefits that have SMBs so excited?
I think one of the biggest draws is the massive potential for increased operational efficiency. Think about tasks that used to be manual and time-consuming,
Yeah.
like inventory management,
Right.
monitoring energy usage, or even scheduling. IoT can automate a lot of that,
Oh, wow.
freeing up resources for other things.
So it's like having a digital workforce that never sleeps, constantly taking care of those routine tasks. No more scrambling for last-minute stock checks.
Right.
Or fiddling with the thermostat.
Exactly. Imagine an inventory system that updates stock levels in real time.
Okay.
Using IoT sensors, no more manual counting, no more guesswork, just accurate, up-to-the-minute data.
Wow.
And consider smart thermostats and lighting systems. They can learn your business's patterns and adjust energy usage accordingly, potentially cutting those utility bills by up to 30%,
30%.
according to Energy Star.
Wow.
That's real money back in your pocket.
That's a lot.
It is.
It's fascinating how even these seemingly simple applications can have such a big impact. But it's not just about internal operations, right?
No, it's not.
IoT can really change the game when it comes to customer experience.
It can. Personalization is key in today's world, and IoT delivers on that in a big way. Imagine you're a cafe owner.
Okay.
You could use an IoT-powered point-of-sale system that tracks customer preferences, what they order, how often they visit, and so on. Then you can use that data to tailor your menu, create loyalty programs, or even offer personalized recommendations.
Wow. I hadn't thought about it that way. It's like having a secret weapon for understanding your customers, all thanks to those connected devices. It seems like you could really build customer loyalty that way.
You can.
But what about managing all the physical assets a business has? For many SMBs, keeping track of equipment can be a real nightmare.
Yeah, it can be. That's where IoT-powered tracking can really be a game changer.
Okay.
Think about a construction company, for instance.
Yeah.
They can use IoT to track the location of every tool and piece of equipment.
Wow.
In real time.
That's amazing.
This not only reduces theft and loss, but also helps with maintenance scheduling. It's a win for security and a win for the bottom line.
It makes sense. Knowing where your valuable assets are at all times can save a lot of headaches. And speaking of preventing headaches, I know predictive maintenance is a hot topic these days, using IoT sensors to monitor equipment health and anticipate problems before they cause major disruptions. That's got to be a huge advantage.
Absolutely, it is.
Yeah.
Instead of waiting for something to break down and then scrambling to fix it, businesses can use sensor data to predict potential failures and schedule maintenance proactively.
Okay.
Imagine a manufacturing company using this to avoid costly production delays.
Right.
That's the power of turning reactive maintenance into proactive maintenance.
It's like having a crystal ball for your equipment.
It is.
When you combine all these benefits, the efficiency gains, the customer insights, the improved asset management, and the ability to prevent costly downtime, it's easy to see why SMBs are so excited about IoT. It's like upgrading your business with a technological boost, making it smarter, more efficient, and more responsive.
It's true, but we can't forget about the security implications.
Right.
As we embrace this interconnected future, understanding and mitigating the risks is critical.
That's a good point.
I don't
It's
know.
easy to get caught up in all the amazing possibilities and overlook the potential downsides.
Yeah.
Let's dive into those security risks. What are some of the biggest concerns SMBs need to be aware of when it comes to IoT?
Well, one major concern is the inherent security vulnerabilities of the
Right.
devices themselves.
Okay.
Remember that story from a few years back about a casino that got hacked through a fish tank thermometer?
Wait, really a fish tank thermometer? How is that even possible?
It sounds strange, but it happened. The thermometer was connected to the casino's network and hadn't been properly secured.
Wow.
Creating a backdoor for hackers, they exploited that vulnerability to gain access to the network and steal sensitive data.
Wow.
It highlights a critical point. Even seemingly harmless devices can become entry points for cyber attacks.
That's a chilling thought.
Yeah.
It really underscores how anything connected to your network can be a potential vulnerability, and it's not always about sophisticated attacks.
No, not always.
Sometimes it's as simple as weak passwords.
Exactly. You wouldn't believe how many IoT devices are still using those default factory set passwords.
Oh, really?
Which are incredibly easy for hackers to crack. The IoT Security Foundation reports that a staggering 15% of IoT devices still use these default passwords. It's like leaving the front door wide open
Wow.
with a welcome mat for cybercriminals.
So it's not just about securing the devices themselves, it's about securing the entire network and understanding how all these interconnected devices can create new points of vulnerability.
Absolutely. And let's not forget about the data these devices collect. IoT devices are data hungry, and all that data raises significant privacy concerns if that data falls into the wrong hands. The consequences can be severe potential compliance violations under regulations like GDPR, CCPA, hefty fines, and serious reputational damage.
It's a nightmare scenario, especially for smaller businesses that might not have the resources to recover from a major data breach. And the more devices you have connected, the bigger the target you become, right?
Absolutely. Every connected device represents another potential entry point for hackers.
Right.
It's like having a house with 100 doors. Securing each one becomes a much bigger challenge, and we've seen this play out in real-world attacks in 2020, for example. A massive ransomware attack specifically targeted unpatched IoT devices, crippling businesses across multiple industries. It's a stark reminder that even small companies are in the crosshairs.
So it's clear that the security stakes are high in the IoT world.
They are. We need to be aware not only of external threats, but also of the risks of device hijacking.
So device hijacking.
Where hackers take control of your devices and turn them against you.
Oh.
Remember the Mirai botnet attack back in 2016?
That one caused widespread internet outages, didn't it?
It did. Hackers took control of millions of poorly secured IoT devices, things like security cameras, routers, even DVRs, and used them to launch a massive distributed denial of service attack.
Oh, wow.
It overwhelmed servers and brought down major websites for hours, causing chaos across the internet.
It's unsettling to think that your own devices can be weaponized against you, and these disruptions can go beyond mere inconvenience. If a business relies on IoT for critical functions, a successful attack could bring operations to a screeching halt.
Absolutely. Imagine a hacker gaining control of the systems in an IoT-enabled factory.
Okay.
They could manipulate sensor readings, disrupt production processes, even damage equipment, leading to financial losses, safety hazards, and a logistical nightmare.
It makes you realize that the consequences of IoT security breaches can extend far beyond the digital realm.
They can have a real-world impact, and it's not just about securing your own devices and network. You also need to consider the security practices of your vendors and suppliers.
That's right. A weak link in your supply chain can expose your entire business.
Absolutely. There was a case where a retail SMB's entire network was compromised through a vulnerability in their smart HVAC system.
Yeah.
The vendor hadn't prioritized security, and hackers exploited that flaw to gain access to the retailer's network. Choosing reputable vendors with strong security practices is absolutely essential.
It highlights the importance of due diligence and understanding that security is a shared responsibility in the IoT ecosystem.
It is.
We've covered a lot of ground here exploring the amazing potential of IoT for SMBs, but also highlighting the very real and significant security risks involved.
It's a classic case of with great power comes great responsibility. And securing IoT devices and networks is everyone's responsibility. The device manufacturers, the software developers, and critically, the businesses using these technologies.
Before we move on to what SMBs can do to navigate these challenges,
Right.
we'd like to remind our listeners to subscribe to the Technology Risk Podcast on Spotify or Apple Music to catch all our future episodes. Now, let's shift gears and explore how SMBs can protect themselves in this increasingly connected world. Stick with us as we delve into some practical steps and strategies for mitigating these risks.
Sounds good. Yeah, I think sometimes hearing how these security risks actually play out in real-world scenarios really drives the point home.
It's one thing to talk about vulnerabilities in theory, but it's another to see how they can impact actual businesses. Can you give us some examples?
Absolutely. We mentioned earlier a retail SMB hit with a $50,000 remediation bill after a data breach.
Oh, wow.
Their downfall, an unsecured smart HVAC system.
Really?
It seems harmless enough, but it became the entry point for hackers to access their entire network, exposing sensitive customer data.
That's a stark reminder that even seemingly insignificant devices can have major security implications. Not all stories are cautionary tales, though. Can you share an example of an SMB that leveraged IoT successfully and securely?
Yeah, certainly. We also touched upon a small manufacturing company that saw impressive results with IoT. They strategically implemented IoT-enabled sensors for predictive maintenance. The outcome, a 20% reduction in downtime and significant cost savings by avoiding equipment failures. They boosted both their efficiency and their bottom line.
That's a great example of how IoT can be a win-win when implemented thoughtfully with security as a top priority. So let's shift gears and talk about what SMBs can actually do to navigate this IoT security minefield. What practical steps can they take to protect themselves?
First and foremost, it's crucial to understand the concept of shared responsibility. Device manufacturers have a role to play, and so do the SMBs using these technologies.
It's a two-way street. You can't just assume a device is secure out of the box. You need to take proactive steps to protect your business. Where do you even begin?
I think you start with securing the IoT devices themselves.
Okay.
Strong, unique passwords are the first line of defense. Something as simple as changing those default passwords can make a world difference. Remember that restaurant that avoided a breach just by updating the passwords on their smart kitchen appliances?
It's amazing how such a basic step can be so effective.
It's low-hanging fruit in terms of security measures, and it doesn't stop there.
Right.
Regular firmware updates are crucial.
Yep.
Those updates often include patches for known vulnerabilities. Don't let those security gaps linger.
It's like keeping your software's immune system up to date.
Exactly. And if there are features you don't need, disable them, for example, if you don't require remote access to a device, turn that functionality off.
Okay.
Reduce those potential entry points.
Minimize the attack surface, as they say. Okay, so we've secured the devices themselves. What about protecting the network they're connected to?
Network segmentation is a key strategy here. It's like building walls within your network. That retail SMB, we mentioned earlier, the one that isolated their smart security cameras from their POS system, that was a smart move. Even if the cameras were compromised, the hackers couldn't access sensitive customer data because it was on a separate network segment.
It's a powerful way to limit the damage a breach can cause. Containment is key. What about encryption? I know that's often mentioned in the context of security, but I'm not sure everyone understands what it is or why it's so important.
Encryption is essentially like putting your data in a vault. It makes the data unreadable to anyone who doesn't have the key when it comes to IoT. Use encrypted protocols like TLS transport layer security and SSL secure sockets layer.
Okay.
These protocols help ensure that data transmitted between devices and your network is protected. And please avoid unencrypted Wi-Fi like the plague.
It's like choosing to send a confidential document in a sealed envelope instead of writing it on a postcard.
Exactly. Now let's talk about monitoring. You need to keep a watchful eye on your network traffic. Intrusion detection systems, or IDS, are your early warning system. They analyze network activity for suspicious patterns that might indicate an attack. Remember that healthcare SMB that detected and stopped an attack because their IDS flagged unusual device behavior?
They were definitely on top of their game. That's impressive.
Early detection is critical. It can mean the difference between a minor incident and a major catastrophe.
It seems like having good visibility into what's happening on your network is essential. What else can SMBs do to enhance their security posture?
Well, don't overlook access controls. Role-based access is crucial. Not every employee needs access to every device or every piece of data. The principle of least privilege is a good guideline here.
So it's about limiting privileges to only what's absolutely necessary for someone to do their job.
Right, and those who do have access should be using strong authentication methods like two-factor authentication or 2FA.
Okay.
It adds that extra layer of security, making it much harder for unauthorized users to gain access.
It's like having two locks on your door instead of one.
And finally, let's circle back to choosing your vendors wisely as we discuss. Their security practices can directly impact your security.
It's all interconnected.
Look for reputable vendors who are transparent about their security measures and who follow industry standards like ISO 27001. They're your allies in this fight for security, and don't be afraid to negotiate cybersecurity clauses in your vendor agreements. Your protection is non-negotiable.
It's about setting clear expectations and ensuring that everyone involved understands the importance of security. We've covered a lot of practical advice, but the IoT landscape is constantly changing. What does the future hold for IoT security? What trends should SMBs be aware of?
Well, the future of IoT security is full of exciting possibilities, but it also presents new challenges. AI and machine learning are playing an increasingly important role. Imagine AI algorithms constantly analyzing device behavior, sniffing out anomalies before hackers can even strike.
Wow.
That's the power of AI-driven security.
It sounds like something out of a science fiction movie.
It's becoming a reality, and then there's the concept of zero-trust architecture, which is gaining traction in the security world.
That sounds intense.
Sure.
What's the idea behind that?
It's a shift from a trust but verify model to a never trust, always verify approach. Essentially, every device, every user, every connection is scrutinized and authenticated before being granted access. It's a much more rigorous approach to security.
It's like having a super strict bouncer at the door of your network, constantly checking credentials and making sure no one sneaks in.
Exactly. And on a broader level, we're seeing a push for stricter IoT-specific regulations. Governments around the world are recognizing the importance of securing these devices and are starting to implement legislation to enforce higher security standards.
Like the IoT Cybersecurity Improvement Act of 2020 in the US, right?
Yes. It sets baseline security requirements for IoT devices used in federal systems, which is a step in the right direction. And there's growing interest in using blockchain technology to secure IoT networks.
Blockchain, the technology behind cryptocurrencies, how does that apply to IoT security?
It's all about decentralized authentication and secure data management. Imagine a network where each device has its own unique identity recorded on an immutable blockchain. It makes tampering and unauthorized access incredibly difficult.
It's like giving each device a tamper-proof digital fingerprint.
That's a great way to think about it. So the future of IoT security is evolving rapidly, driven by innovation and a growing awareness of the risks involved.
It sounds like SMBs need to stay informed and adaptable to keep pace with these changes. For those just starting to explore the world of IoT, where should they begin? What are some practical first steps they can take?
A thorough risk assessment is a great starting point. Identify your vulnerabilities. What devices do you have connected? What data are they collecting? Where are the potential weak points in your network? It's like taking inventory of your security posture before you start connecting things.
It's about understanding your risk profile and tailoring your security measures accordingly.
Exactly. Once you have a clear picture of your risks, develop a comprehensive IoT security policy, set clear guidelines for device usage, password management, updates, access controls, everything we've talked about. It's like having a security playbook for the IoT era.
A roadmap for staying safe in this connected world.
Right. And don't underestimate the importance of employee training. Your staff needs to be aware of the risks and know how to follow those security best practices. Even the best technology can be undermined by human error.
So it's about building a culture of security awareness within your organization.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you're feeling overwhelmed by all this, don't hesitate to partner with security experts. There are managed security service providers, or MSSPs, who can handle the heavy lifting, monitoring your network, detecting threats, and responding to incidents. It's like having a dedicated security team on call, which can be invaluable for smaller businesses that might not have those resources in-house.
It sounds like having that extra support can really make a difference, especially for SMBs that are already stretched thin.
It can. And finally, make sure you're conducting regular security audits. The IoT landscape is constantly evolving, so you need to stay ahead of the curve and ensure your defenses are up to date.
So it's not a one-and-done deal. It's about continuous improvement and adaptation.
Exactly. Security is an ongoing process, not a destination.
This has been an incredibly insightful conversation. We've explored the amazing potential of IoT for SMBs, but we've also highlighted the critical importance of security in this connected world. It's clear that SMBs need to be proactive and strategic in their approach to IoT security.
Absolutely. The threats are real, but so are the solutions by taking the right steps. SMBs can harness the power of IoT while minimizing the risks.
Before we wrap up, are there any specific tools or solutions that you'd recommend for SMBs looking to bolster their IoT security?
There are some fantastic resources available for gaining visibility into your devices and detecting potential threats. Platforms like Armis and Zingbox are excellent options. They provide real-time monitoring and threat intelligence specifically designed for IoT environments.
Those sound like powerful tools. What about protecting the network itself?
Palo Alto Networks offers comprehensive network security solutions tailored for IoT deployments. They provide firewalls, intrusion prevention systems, and other security tools that can help safeguard your network from attacks.
So there are solutions available for both device-level and network-level protection.
What about monitoring and analyzing network activity?
Tools like Cisco Umbrella Wireshark and Splunk can be invaluable for network monitoring. They allow you to see what's happening on your network, identify suspicious traffic, and detect potential intrusions. It sounds like having those insights can be crucial for staying ahead of threats. And of course, we can't forget about encryption.
Absolutely. Encryption is fundamental to IoT security. Utilize strong encryption protocols like TLS and SSL to protect data in transit, and consider implementing VPNs, virtual private networks, to create secure connections between devices and your network.
So there's a whole toolbox of solutions out there that SMBs can leverage to enhance their IoT security.
There is, and remember, security is an ongoing journey, not a destination. Stay informed, stay vigilant, and stay adaptable.
Well said. That brings us to the end of this episode of the Technology Risk Podcast. We hope you found this look at IoT and SMB security insightful and empowering.
Absolutely.
And a big thank you to our expert for sharing their expertise with us today.
My pleasure.
Remember, security is everyone's responsibility. Take the steps we've discussed to protect your business and your data in this increasingly connected world. And don't forget to subscribe to the Technology Risk Podcast on Spotify or Apple Music. We'll be back soon with more insights into the critical issues facing businesses today.